Imagine this, you're on a long road trip, miles of highway stretching out in front of you, and hunger kicks in. You pull into a gas station, scan the shelves, and there it is, that iconic pack of beef jerky. Tough, salty, smoky, the ultimate road trip companion. But here's the twist, that little bag of chewy meat is not just a snack. It's the end result of thousands of years of innovation, survival, branding genius, and even scandal. From ancient Incan empires to billion-dollar corporations, from survival rations to Slim Jim commercials with Macho Man Randy Savage, beef jerky has lived many lives. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on how beef jerky went from dried survival strips to a $3.29 billion powerhouse industry. This is the rise, the struggles, and the surprising business secrets behind one of America's most beloved snacks. Welcome to Behind Brand Success. Long before jerky was a snack you could grab at 7-Eleven, it was literally a lifeline. Ancient Egyptians were among the first to experiment with drying meat, leaving cuts of beef and game out in the desert sun to create a long-lasting protein source. The Romans took it up a notch with their own version, copita, strips of horse, donkey, sheep, or goat meat seasoned with salt, fennel, and red pepper flakes. Sounds questionable to us today, but for Roman soldiers, this spiced jerky was as good as a protein bar. Across the globe, Ethiopians created quanta, while West Africans had quiche. But the real jerky revolution took place in the Andes Mountains around 1550, where the Inca Empire perfected a method of drying and pounding alpaca and llama meat into what they called charqui, the origin of the word jerky. Spanish conquistadors carried this discovery back to Europe, and soon jerky became a global survival tool. Native Americans later refined it further, drying strips of buffalo, deer, and elk. For pioneers heading west across America, jerky wasn't a luxury. It was the difference between life and starvation. Beef jerky had officially earned its title, the original survival food. By the late 1800s, jerky was everywhere in America. Cowboys packed it on cattle drives. Explorers carried it through rugged terrain. It was cheap, light, and durable, the ultimate pioneer snack. But the real transformation happened in the 20th century. As refrigeration became common, jerky wasn't a necessity anymore. Instead, it reinvented itself as a convenient snack, perfect for hunters, road trippers, and anyone looking for a salty kick. That reinvention laid the groundwork for the billion-dollar jerky industry we know today, and it all started with a handful of bold entrepreneurs. In 1918, a young immigrant named Constantino Oberto arrived in Seattle with little more than a recipe for cured meats. He started making jerky in his kitchen, delivering it by bicycle. Slowly but surely, his business grew into Oberto Snacks, one of the first official jerky companies in America, and one that's still around today. By 1929, People's Choice Beef Jerky entered the scene. In 1969, Old Trapper joined. Then in 1986, Jack Link's burst onto the market, later becoming the most famous jerky brand in the world. Jack Link's wasn't just selling jerky. They were selling an image, rugged, masculine, wild. Their Sasquatch commercials turned jerky into something fun, not just functional. It was marketing genius. But even with all these players, none could match the chaos and eventual success of one product that changed gas station snacking forever. Enter Adolf Levis, a Philadelphia entrepreneur who wasn't even trying to make jerky. In the 1920s, he was pickling pig's feet and vegetables. But in the 1940s, he experimented with spiced, dried meat sticks. The result? A snack called Penrose, later renamed the iconic Slim Jim. By the 1950s, Slim Jims were sold for just 10 cents, wrapped in cellophane, and marketed as an easy grab-and-go snack. When America's interstate highways expanded in the 1960s, Slim Jims became the official food of road trips. Then came the marketing masterstroke. In the 1990s, Slim Jim partnered with professional wrestler Macho Man Randy Savage. His over-the-top catchphrase, "Snap into a Slim Jim," turned a simple meat stick into pop culture history. Sales skyrocketed. Slim Jims weren't just food. They were entertainment. But behind the salty, smoky flavor, jerky has faced plenty of scandals. In 2006, a Michigan company recalled over 11 tons of jerky after it was found to contain veterinary drugs meant for cattle. In 2014, a Utah company had to recall products for failing to disclose soy ingredients, a nightmare for people with allergies. In 2023, Hickory Hollow Jerky falsely used USDA inspection labels, sparking a 6,000-pound recall. Even this year, more than 15,000 pounds of jerky were recalled after a seasoning supplier secretly added anchovies to Worcestershire sauce without updating labels. And that's not even counting incidents where metal shards or even rodent contamination were found in jerky packaging. For a snack that feels indestructible, jerky has had plenty of weak moments. Beyond recalls, jerky has always faced criticism for being loaded with sodium. A single serving can easily pack more than 20% of your daily recommended salt intake. Health experts warn that too much jerky can lead to high blood pressure and heart disease. And yet, Americans keep buying more of it. Why? Because jerky sits at the sweet spot of modern snacking, high protein, portable, and packed with flavor. It's the perfect compromise between fitness culture and guilty pleasure. Despite scandals and health concerns, jerky sales are booming. In 2024 alone, jerky sales in the US hit $3.29 billion, up more than 10% from the previous year. The growth is fueled by two trends. 1. Protein craze. As more people look for high-protein snacks, jerky positions itself as the healthy alternative to chips and candy. 2. Flavor explosion. From teriyaki to ghost pepper to craft jerky infused with whiskey, brands are pushing creativity. Today, jerky isn't just beef. You can find turkey, salmon, venison, even plant-based jerky made from mushrooms or soy. Jerky has officially gone gourmet. So, what can businesses learn from the rise of jerky? 1. Adapt or die. Jerky survived because it reinvented itself from survival food to convenience snack to gourmet product. 2. Marketing matters. Slim Jim proved that the right spokesperson can turn a product into pop culture. 3. Health trends drive sales. By leaning into the protein craze, jerky went from a guilty pleasure to a fitness-friendly snack. 4. Scandal can't kill a strong brand. Despite recalls and criticisms, jerky's image remains strong because the demand is built on cultural roots. In short, jerky teaches us that even the humblest product can build a billion-dollar empire if it adapts, markets smartly, and taps into cultural trends. Looking ahead, the jerky industry is only getting bigger. Expect to see health-focused jerky with reduced sodium, organic meats, and clean labels. Exotic proteins, from kangaroo to ostrich, appealing to adventurous eaters. DIY jerky kits, as social media makes homemade jerky a trend. Luxury jerky, think $20 craft jerky with wine pairings, sold like fine cheese. Jerky isn't going anywhere. If anything, it's becoming more than just a snack, it's becoming a lifestyle brand. So the next time you rip open a bag of jerky on a road trip, remember, you're not just snacking. You're taking part in a tradition that spans ancient empires, cowboy trails, billion-dollar corporations, and even wrestling commercials. From Inca Jerky to Macho Man Slim Jims, jerky is proof that even the simplest food can build an empire. This has been Behind Brand Success. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what's your favorite jerky flavor? Because one thing's for sure, this snack isn't just tough. Its history is tougher.